Welcome back. I hope you're all having a good day today. We're going to go and see how the Darlingtons are going. It has been a hot minute. I'm so embarrassed since we last went and checked in their house. It was Christmas time. We decorated their house for Christmas and then I just left them for half a year. And I promise I wasn't forgetting them. I was just getting so swept up in lots of other projects. But here is the Darlington house as it currently stands. Only half furnished and still decorated for Christmas. So let's undecorate it. I'm sure there's a word here, but I don't know what it is. What's the right word? Take away the decorations. Let's just empty it out of these temporary things and let's now properly furnish the Darlington's house for Sophie and Henry's empty nester, though the triplets are still going to come back and visit them from university and everything. So we're going to have to make sure we have some space for them. But in the meantime, poor Sophie and Henry haven't had a bedroom for this whole time. And this is not terribly stable. Let's see if I can stable this up. So if you've watched the previous ones here, this is the 3-in-1 modern house. I've actually extended it out to make it bigger and I've furnished out some of it a bit more. I've used some of the existing furnishings that came in, but now we are finally furnishing the house for Sophie and Henry. So we've done the kitchen, we've done the study, got a nice little mat for the lounge room, but let's work in the foyer area first and put in a front mat for the doorway. And you know what, I'm just going to pretend that they've had some hold up with the storage situation for their furniture and they've only just now been able to access it. So if that's what really happened in real life, no. Anyway, so we've got a hat stand right here near the front door. If you remember, they had a hat stand in their old house, so that has come here to the new house. Nice little entryway side table with some family photos. I mean, this is definitely a picture of the triplets. Don't look at it too hard. A cute little table lamp and a wall lamp. Pretty. I love this wall lamp so much. And some more family photos. This might have been Sophie on the roller coaster. Yeah, I reckon that's what it is. That's what it is now. And a landscape picture, probably of somewhere surrounding where they're living now, because they're living in a lake house, beautiful lake district. Here is a big picture of the pine forest out in the distance. There's lots of landscape photography happening here. I think Sophie's is the photographer. She's really keen. So this is going to be a beautiful environment for her to be able to actually just go out and take pictures of nature. Of course, if this is a lakeside house, we need a nice toasty hot box, nice toasty fire and some wood right next to the hot box so you don't have to go outside in the cold to get extra wood. And because it's going to be the lounge room, I always like a lamp. They're pretty useless for throwing light, but they're nice for mood lighting. Okay, so we've got a lamp here. Now we need some couches. So pretty much we are just sticking with the couches that we had for Christmas, but I've added another one so that they've got plenty of room to spread out when the whole family's home too. So we've got these couches all kind of snugged around the central coffee table, and on the coffee table now we've got a little vase with a flower in it and a teapot. This just looks entirely cozy to me. I would love to live here in this lounge room. Okay, it's looking homey with the family pictures in it and the lamps and the rugs. Yeah, it's just looking really, really cozy now. Okay, all right. I think that's all I can fit down here in the bottom level. I don't want to clutter up the entryway too much. So we've got our study/reading room, library, and the bedroom and the bathroom and everything is, well, we'll furnish it in a moment. Where have they been sleeping all this time? Shh, I'm not even going to think about it. So out here on the little deck area, got a nice spot for our pot plant and a telescope for looking at the stars at night because they're used to living in the city. So it's going to be amazing. They're going to see so much. Okay, I made the front wall able to be clipped open so I could easily access in here from the front because otherwise the bathroom is really hard to get into. Already got some new bathroom wall extended up here and I put some plants in, like a plant wall going up and a frosted glass separator from the bedroom to the bathroom. This is actually a piece of a glass panel that I got in a secondhand lot and it was all scratched up, so I actually scratched it more but in a uniform way with sandpaper and that made it opaque and usable. I don't know why Lego doesn't make something like this to use as glass bricks. Anyway, all right, so and we've got we definitely need a rubber ducky and got our shower head in. So now we've got our shower room which you can actually access from the other side as well, and I've added a bathroom onto the front, a toilet area onto the front because the original house didn't come with one, so I've extended it out. So we're going to pop in our toilet and maybe cozy. There's not a lot of room in here. It's pokey, but that's okay. And we've got our little bath mat and we've got a sink. And that's really all you need. And then you can walk straight through into the big open showery area. Okay, for the bedroom, on the back wall here, I've actually popped a little shelf and a place to hang a painting. So on the shelf, we've got some of the memorabilia that Sophie brought back from Ninjago City, where they went on their honeymoon. And she's been taking so many nature and wildlife pictures now, and she's been sketching and doing all sorts of things. So this sort of stuff is just scattered all the way around the house. It's all decorated with like big blown up pictures of her landscapes. And this is a picture from a local artist from Heart Lake City. You probably know who it is, but I'm going to leave that like just as a little bit of a treat for you to find out if you don't already know. So she picked that up at the local markets. And we got a lamp on one side table, on the other side table, which is a bit easier access if I open this back wall. Got a cup of tea because a lot of nice reading goes on in this bed. I don't know where I'm going to put this book. All right. So here's our bed. For the actual bedspread on here, I've used washi tape to be able to just make the patternings, which makes it so pretty. I just love washi tape for like everything. Okay, and I'm going to put a really, really big circular rug down to make this room cozy at the base of the bed. So I think that will fit. Yeah, will that shut? Let me just make sure the back wall's going to shut. Yeah, and the bed can go down. Right, all right. So let's continue on with our circular rug. Get all of these different shades of pink and magenta in, a little bit of turquoise to match it up with everything kind of else in the room. It's a lot of color, but hopefully it's cohesive. Okay, all right. In this little kind of walkthrough area, we have got an octopus on the wall trying to escape. Why? You might ask, because there's actually a fish tank here in the corner. This is Harry's fish tank because he's studying marine biology. So, I mean, obviously he's left home now. So this has now been left for his parents to look after. But he comes home and, checks it out occasionally on holidays. Isn't that just always the way? Okay, and what else can we pop in here? Oh, okay, maybe another little side table for some more of the hobbies that Sophie's got. So we've got a camera table to put her camera on, and her basket with her latest pictures that she took at the Botanic Gardens. She loves the Botanic Gardens. All right. And we could probably put this book down here on the bed. She's like, this is the latest TikTok trend here in Heart Lake City. And of course, she's been studying up the different types of mushrooms she's going to be able to find in the woods here in the new lake district that they're living in. Don't eat any of them, maybe, just decorative. Okay, all right. So this is the inside fully furnished. They're so pleased to have all of their furniture out of storage, but let's work on the outside now, because this was actually a beachside house and now it's a lakeside house. So I have mixed up the colors for what we have. Rather than it being beachy, now it's kind of like grassy coming down into the lakey, marshy kind of water area. So we're going to put this tree out the front over here, and then underneath the tree is another little tree stump, and on the tree stump it's a perfect spot for the local squirrel to hang out. And then let's just add some more bits and just fill out the foliage. Here's one of those mushrooms that you probably shouldn't eat, and then we have got our, oh man, what do you call this? The decking. The bit that goes out over the water. I know it has a proper name and I can't think of it at the moment. Let's add some little reeds around here and some railings on our deck. And then, this is like their own private jumping off into the lake spot, and also jetty. That's the word. There we go. And they can also fish here as well, which is just perfect. Look at that. Okay, so I've waited so long for this to happen. I'm so sorry. Let's get some more plants in over here and some more reeds. A frog hanging out there underneath the jetty, or next to the jetty. And we need a fire pit. There was a fire pit here originally, but now I've made a lakeside one rather than a sandy one. You need different kinds of fire pits for different environments, right? That makes perfect sense. And over here, we're going to put a birch tree, which has got its autumnal foliage on already. And this should just be, I have to keep this able to be popped off nice and easily so that we can access that openable front wall that I made. Okay, so back down here, yeah, we can take that tree out nice and easily when we need to. A little bit of foliage fallen down here onto the front entryway, and we need a picnic blanket underneath the tree. And this is their own lakeside area. So they've got some coffee, nice hot coffee out here, and a place to just kind of sketch and read and relax and and look at the mushrooms, but probably don't eat them. Look at all of this. It just looks amazing. This is where I want to live. I think I've just basically created my perfect house. I think I'll just like evict Sophie and Henry and I'll move in. I'll have to shrink down first though. And we've got a little wood pile right next to the house, which came out of the A-frame cabin set. All right, check this out. Oh my gosh, all right, but we're not done yet because up here, we've actually got a rooftop, which is flat, and it kind of just felt like wasted real estate. So up here on top of the roof, which will totally not be a problem for the structural integrity of this house, we are going to put a hot tub because it just feels like the coziest thing to be like nice and warm in the steamy water while you're up here on the cold rooftop. The autumnal rooftop. And we've got some nice little candles in their little pots and some more foliage dropped down on here. And then look at that nice deep hot tub. That looks amazing. And because this is make-believe, and I mean, you probably shouldn't put enormous trees on your rooftop, but I'm going to put this tree, which also came out of the A-frame cabin. Perfect. Oh my gosh. All right. We've got all of this autumnal foliage happening. And then we need some comfy deck chairs to be able to just sit and relax up here as well. And maybe a little side table. Do you call it a side table when it's in the middle? A middle table with a potted plant on it. And then I think that looks amazing. Okay, so this started off as the 3-in-1 Creator modern house, and now it has been absolutely personalized for Sophie and Henry to live in as empty nesters with the kids, the triplets, all off at uni, but coming home with their washing all the time. So it's not like they're not here. So I still need to make a bedroom for them I'm going to like kind of double up the study area. I have a second empty version of the study, so I'm going to turn that into a bedroom for all three of them when they come to visit, like temporary housing. And then we can swap it back to to the library when they're not there. All right, let me know your thoughts on the Darlingtons house. I'm so sorry it took so long, and make sure you subscribe and check back in because there's more stuff coming up. So I will see you then. Bye.